She laughed. You really think I'd ever introduce you to my parents? Right in front of her friends. I just smiled and said, don't worry, you won't have to. Then I walked out. What her best friend texted me later that night made my blood run cold. My name is Mark, I'm 29, and until 3 weeks ago I thought my life was on track. My girlfriend Jessica and I had been together for 2 years. It wasn't perfect, but I thought it was real. I was so wrong. Let me back up. Jessica and I met at a friend's party. She was funny, driven, ambitious. We clicked instantly. Before I knew it, 3 months had passed and she'd basically moved into my apartment. Life fell into a rhythm, grocery shopping on Sundays, weekends at our favorite brunch spot. I really thought I knew her. But there were signs, small things. She never wanted me to meet her parents. She always had an excuse. They're traditional, she'd say. I want to wait until we're more serious. 2 years felt pretty serious to me, but I didn't want to push it. She also spent a lot of time with her college friends. I thought it was healthy. We both had our own lives. I trusted her. The night everything fell apart was supposed to be a normal night out. Jessica invited me to a bar downtown to meet up with her and her college friends. I'd met a few of them, but this was a bigger group. I showed up and found her at a table in the back. She was surrounded by her friends and one guy I didn't recognize. She just waved me over, didn't get up, didn't kiss me hello, just a wave. That was the first red flag I ignored. I sat down, ordered a drink, and tried to join the conversation. They were all talking about a trip to Miami they took last year. I wasn't there. Jessica told me it was a girls' trip. I encouraged her to go. I even helped her book the flight. So I just sat there, nodding along, feeling like a total outsider. Then one of her friends, Melissa, turned to me. She had this bright smile. She said, so, when are you finally meeting Jess's parents? You guys have been together for like 2 years, right? I started to say something like, hopefully soon, but before the words could leave my mouth, Jessica laughed. It wasn't a nervous laugh. It was a cold, dismissive laugh that cut right through the noise of the bar. She looked at Melissa, then she looked at me and said, you really think I'd ever introduce him to my parents? The whole table went silent. My face felt hot, prickly, like I'd just been slapped. Someone coughed. The guy across from me was suddenly fascinated by his phone. Jessica just sat there, smirking, swirling her drink like she'd just told the funniest joke in the world. I could feel everyone's eyes on me, waiting to see what I would do. I didn't yell, I didn't cause a scene, I just looked at her, and for the first time in 2 years it felt like I was looking at a complete stranger. I smiled, a real smile, the kind you give when you finally understand the punchline to a very long, very cruel joke. I said, don't worry, you won't have to. I stood up, dropped a 20 on the table for my drink, and walked out. I didn't turn back. I got in my car and drove home, my hands shaking the whole way, not from anger, from adrenaline, from the crushing realization that I'd just wasted 2 years of my life on a lie. I expected her to call, to text, to do something, but for 3 hours my phone was silent. I just sat on my couch, staring at the wall, replaying that moment. How did I not see it? Was I just a placeholder, a warm body until something better came along? Then close to midnight my phone buzzed. It wasn't Jessica. It was her best friend Lauren. We'd always gotten along. The text said, hey, I need to tell you something. Can you call me? My stomach was in knots. I called her. She picked up on the first ring. Her voice was shaky. I'm so sorry about tonight, she said. That was completely messed up, but there's more you need to know, and I can't keep quiet anymore. My stomach dropped. What do you mean? Jessica's been seeing someone else, she said, for about 6 months. I couldn't breathe. The room started to spin. What? His name is Connor, some finance bro she met in April. She's been telling all of us that you two are basically over, that you're just convenient. She said she was waiting for the right time to break up with you. After you left tonight, she was laughing about it. Said you were too nice to ever make a fuss, and I couldn't listen to it anymore. You don't deserve this. 6 months, I felt completely numb. All those nights she was working late, all those weekends with the girls, all those times she was distant. It was all him. I thanked Lauren and hung up. My brain was just static. I sat there in the dark until 3 in the morning, just trying to process it. Then I started planning. My original post got way more attention than I expected, and people wanted to know what happened after that phone call. So, here's the first update. Jessica finally texted me the next afternoon. Hey, can we talk? I think you overreacted last night. Overreacted, like I was the problem. I didn't respond. Instead, I called my buddy Marcus, who works in IT security. I asked him a hypothetical question about shared cloud storage. It turns out Jessica and I had been using the same iCloud family plan for over a year. It was her idea to save money, and it meant I had access to her photo backups. All I needed was her login, which I had because she'd used my laptop 100 times and saved the password. Real quick, if you're here for the moment she gets what's coming to her, hit that subscribe button. The proof I found was worse than I ever imagined. I'm not proud of it, but I was hurt, I was angry, I needed the truth, so I logged in, and there it was, hundreds of photos, her and this Connor guy, on vacations I thought she took with work friends, romantic dinners, hotel rooms. There was even a photo of them from 2 months ago at his family's lake house, both of them wearing matching Christmas sweaters, his arm around her waist, her leaning into him with the same smile she used to give me. I felt sick to my stomach. I downloaded everything. Then I logged out and cleared my history. She called that night. I didn't answer. She left a voicemail. Her voice was sweet, almost annoyed. Look, I'm sorry I embarrassed you. I was drunk and stupid. Can we please just talk? I miss you. I texted back one sentence. We can talk tomorrow, coffee at Brewed Awakening 2 p.m. She replied immediately. Okay, thank you, I love you. I just stared at those 3 words. Had she ever meant them? I didn't respond. Things moved pretty fast after I found those pictures. Here's what happened at the coffee shop. She showed up 15 minutes late. She was wearing the blue sundress I bought her for her birthday. She sat down, smiling, like she hadn't just humiliated me, like she hadn't been living a double life. Hey, she said, reaching for my hand. I'm really sorry about the other night. I pulled my hand back. Tell me about Connor. Her face went white. The color literally drained out of it. What, Connor? Who told you that? Does it matter? I asked. It's not what you think, she said, and I almost laughed. It's always what they say. We're just friends, he's. Stop. I pulled out my phone, opened the photos, and slid it across the table. I have about 300 photos that say otherwise. Her hand was shaking as she picked it up. She scrolled for 5 seconds, then put it down, her eyes filled with tears. How did you? iCloud family plan, I said. You're terrible at technology, by the way. She started crying for real this time, not the manipulative kind. These were panicked, desperate tears. I didn't mean for this to happen. Connor and we connected. I do care about you. I didn't want to hurt you. You didn't want to hurt me, I repeated. You humiliated me. You lied to my face for 6 months. You let me believe we had a future while you were building a life with someone else. I was confused, she said. I didn't know how to end it with you. You're so good to me. You're stable and kind and convenient, I finished for her. That's the word Lauren used, convenient. She flinched. She had no right. She had every right, I said. She's a better friend to me than you ever were a girlfriend. We're done, Jessica. I want you out of my apartment by the end of the week. Leave your key on the counter. She grabbed my hand, her nails digging in. Please, we can talk about this. I'll end things with Connor. I'll do whatever you want. I made a mistake. I pulled my hand away and stood up. No, we can't, and you should know the lease is only in my name. You have no legal right to stay, so pack your stuff and get out. I left her there, crying into her cold coffee. A lot of people asked what happened after I left her at the cafe. It didn't take long for her whole world to fall apart. She was out in 3 days. Lauren helped her pack and texted me updates so I knew when it was safe to go home. I didn't care what she took, I just wanted her gone. Lauren texted me after she left. She's a mess, but you did the right thing. I'm proud of you. I blocked Jessica on everything. Phone, social media, email. I even blocked Connor. I needed a clean break. 2 weeks later, Lauren texted me again. Are you sitting down? My heart sank. What now? Connor broke up with Jessica. I actually laughed out loud in the middle of the grocery store. Why? Apparently he didn't know she was still with you, Lauren texted. She told him you guys broke up last year and were just roommates. When he found out the truth from someone in our friend group, he lost it, called her a liar and a cheater, and blocked her on everything. Karma, I typed back, and I meant it. There's more, Lauren wrote. She tried to go back to her parents' house. They kicked her out. What? Why? Her mom found out everything. Jessica's parents loved me. They thought I was going to propose. When her mom found out what she did, she told Jessica she was embarrassed to call her a daughter. Said she didn't raise a cheater and a liar. I didn't know how to feel about that. Part of me felt vindicated, but mostly I just felt sad. Sad for the time I'd wasted. Sad for the person I thought she was. It's been a few weeks, and I figured I owed everyone one final update to close this chapter for good. Jessica is apparently staying on a friend's couch now, the same friend who asked the question that blew everything up. Lauren told me she's been trying to get mutual friends to talk to me, asking for another chance, saying she's grown as a person in 3 weeks. That's not happening. Last week I went on a date with someone new. Her name is Rachel. She's a teacher, she loves hiking, and she has a golden retriever. We talked for 3 hours and closed down the restaurant. On our second date she asked me, "So, when do I get to meet your friends?" "I want to know the people who are important to you." I smiled and said, "Whenever you want." I'm not fully healed yet. Some days I still think about Jessica, about all the signs I ignored because I wanted to believe we were happy. But I'm getting there, and I know what I won't accept ever again. I won't be a backup plan, I won't be a joke, and I will never, ever be someone's convenience. Lauren told me Jessica has been posting cryptic stories on Instagram about regret. I haven't looked. I don't need to. That chapter of my life is finally closed. What do you think is the ultimate form of karma for a cheater? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more daily stories.